To have and to hold. We marry. Sometimes we keep dangling the carrot of matrimony for the purposes of asserting control through future faking, and keeping either an intimate partner secondary source who's in a candidate position, or somebody who is embedded as the intimate partner primary source under control and interested, and working hard to keep our favour. Other times, marriage happens very quickly in that whirlwind of the narcissistic seduction for the purposes of ensuring that you are bound to us as tightly and quickly as possible by asserting control over you. Therefore, we have the satisfaction that you, as our wonderful new intimate partner primary source, are firmly embedded and attached to us, flowing with fuel, ripe for the picking of your character traits and the provision of residual benefits. A swift engagement with the wedding following hard on the heels. It's a customary move of our kind to enter into a marriage. We create the appearance, either unconsciously where less raw mid-range, or consciously calculated where greater or ultra, of being utterly devoted to you, smitten, and with our love-bombing and repeated protestations of love and desire, it is little wonder that the victim readily goes, "Yes, I will," and has the engagement ring slipped on the finger, and the planning for the wedding itself happens minutes later. Marriage is important to the narcissist as a means of control, not the actual institution, although we will make a great show of emphasizing just how important it is, what it means to us, and how we could not wait to get married. All good material for ensnaring the victim and maintaining the facade. When that day comes, what goes through the mind of the narcissist when he or she is stood before the altar in a registry office or atop a cliff overlooking the sea in a civil ceremony? What's the narcissist thinking about as the priest or registrar conducts the ceremony? What thoughts percolate through the mind of our kind, with the guests all stood behind us, staring in rapt attention and admiration, smiles plastered across faces, and the occasional tear trickling from the eye of an emotional onlooker? What are we considering as the hymns are sung, the readings are read, and the service proceeds? I shall tell you from the perspective of a male narcissist by reference to a traditional ceremony. Bride and groom stood side by side. Excited smiles are exchanged, and eventually the vows are reached. I will take each of these vows and then explain what is actually going on in the mind of the narcissist in terms of the narcissism. Understand there is a distinction here between what the narcissist is consciously thinking and what is unconsciously going on, dependent upon the type of narcissist. So, where you're dealing with a greater or ultra, the description that I provide to you is actually going on in the conscious mind of the narcissist. That is what is actually being thought about. Because the narcissism doesn't, for the most part, operate in an unconscious way in the mind of the greater narcissist or ultra. Where, with the much more common lesser or mid-range narcissist, what I describe is going on in the unconscious mind of the narcissist. This is as if the narcissism were speaking. So the narcissism is consciously evident where greater or ultra, and it is going on in the unconscious mind of the narcissist where lesser or mid-range. Where the narcissist is lesser or mid-range, what I'm going to describe to you isn't being consciously thought about by them. They, governed by their narcissism, will be thinking, this is fantastic, she looks so beautiful, what a great day this is, I'm so happy, so wonderful that we're here together. Because the narcissism feeds those thoughts to that narcissist, where lesser or mid-range, so that they give the appearance of being delighted and happy, etc., so they fit in. So where it's the greater or ultra narcissist, there is in effect just one feed of thought, the conscious knowledge of what is actually going on in terms of the narcissism at work, where it's lesser or mid-range. You'll have the conscious mind of the narcissist, where they don't know that they're a narcissist, that they don't know that they're being manipulative, and that they honestly believe that this is the greatest day of their life and that they're having a wonderful time and everything's tickety-boo. And then there is what is going on underneath, in the unconscious. And what is going on in the unconscious is largely similar to that is what is going on in the conscious mind of the great or the ultra. And it's important to make that distinction as I now lift the lid and explain to you what's really going on in the mind of the narcissist, whether conscious, where greater or ultra, or in the unconscious, where lesser or mid-range. Listen well. I, H.G. Tudor, take you, Victoria Tim, to be my lawfully wedded wife. I chose her. I chose her above all of the others. She looks amazing, but then so she should, for me. I knew she would look so beautiful, and all these people gathered here will be looking at her and thinking how beautiful she looks, and how lucky I am to have married her. There's no luck involved, of course. I planned this, and it made perfect sense to marry, so she's bound to me now. I own her. I don't mind them all looking, because although they might be looking at her, I chose her, and so their admiration of her validates my decision. They're actually admiring me. I'm very much looking forward to walking down the aisle with her. So many faces, and all looking at us. I can barely keep still as it is now, knowing that so many 100 pairs of eyes are fixed on my back watching us. This is brilliant. I should get married every week. The whole day is all about me. But I know it's all down to me, even though it should be about us. I chose her. I drew her to me. I am the one that created this wonderful union. And I get to spend the entire day basking in this glorious attention and well wishes of the congregation and wedding guests. I control them so easily. They are here because of me, and I receive all of that fuel, proximate, from the tons of secondary sources. Even more of them will turn up for the evening reception. So many guests, but that is what comes of being so popular. I wonder if the predecessor primary source, what was her name again? Funny how she's just popped into my head. Wendy, that's it. I wonder if she turned up. I saw that she accepted the invitation. Not that Victoria knows that she is a former girlfriend. But the pained look and frozen smile that I am expecting from Wendy will give me an extra potent boost of negative fuel. And after all, she needs to be punished. She was a traitor and treacherous, and that is why I have invited her here to see my special day. To have and to hold. Oh, she is mine all right, and I want to make her happy, because then she will give me what I want. I do believe that I have it right this time. Everything seems so right about her. She likes everything that I like. She is so helpful and caring. I picked very carefully after the disappointment of the others, Wendy, for example, and the ones before that. Thinking about it now, as the others have just popped into my head, I should have invited them as well. That would have been very entertaining to see their faces when I walked down the aisle with my beautiful wife. My wife. Mine. She belongs to me, all right, and this time it will work. I've selected the right one. I have her, and I will have her time and time again. I know how to delight her, and she responds magnificently to my touch. Well, to be honest, they all usually do, but this one more so than the others. Another reason that I chose her. Yes, she is mine to have, and I am always going to hold on to her. I treat her well, I really do. That's because I adore her. There are so many reasons why I do. She is clever, she is witty, she is beautiful, she looks after me, she understands what I need. I know that to be the case. This is why I chose her, and this is why I married her. You don't let someone this good wriggle free. So I will have her and hold her, Mr. Priest. I will hold on to her very tightly indeed. From this day forward, for better, for worse. There'll be plenty of better, because that is what she and I are about. We fit together so perfectly. The soulmate. I deserve her, and she is delighted to have me as her new husband. I know, because she has talked of little else since the engagement. It was quick, but so what? You snooze, you lose, as the saying goes. Yes, lots of better. We are so fortunate to have what we have, more than most people, but then we are not the ordinary people. I know I have elevated her, but she has accepted that with good grace and enthusiasm, just as I thought that she would, hence why I chose her. She will do as she is told. I was pleased she didn't go in for any of that modern rubbish of excluding her vow to honour and obey. If she had resisted that, well, that would have been a problem. I know some couples both say it to one another, but I am a traditionalist. I wear the trousers. Of course I will honour her, she knows that, but I don't need to say it. Besides, I decide what I do, not some vows. Don't get me wrong, I intend to stick to them, but if something happens, well, I have to do what is right for me. I'm hoping she keeps giving me what I need and that day doesn't come, but if she does mess up, I don't think she will, but let's just say for the sake of discussion and argument that she does mess up, well, I will ensure that I will have other options. I mean, she'll be a grade A idiot if she does that, after all. She's getting a great deal with me. But you can't be a fool and rule it out. Not after what I've seen with the other ones. I do see that she's different, so we won't have to go down that route. So yes, I intend to honour her. Obey? You can fuck that sky high. I do what I want. I'm the doer, not the done to. Obey? Seriously? That one's for her, and believe me, she'd better fucking comply with it, or there'll be some serious repercussions. But hey, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I know she will. That's why I chose her. It's important that she does obey me, because that way we stand the best chance of success. If she obeys me, which I know she will, I'll keep her happy, and not have to do what I have done for the others. Still, let's not think about this on a day such as this. I don't have to obey. She will. That's all that matters. For Richa. No problems there, El Vicaro. I have the wedge, and so has she. That box is well and truly ticked. How much longer is this going to go on for? I think I'll have a cheeky peek over my shoulder. That bridesmaid's rather tasty. Natasha, isn't it? Victoria's friend from university. She is totally wanting some of me. There we are again, that little grin and the bite of the bottom lip. Ah, yes. Well, too bad, Natasha. This isn't your gig. So you won't be getting any of me. No. I'm for this girl here. But mental note made that if it does go tits up, not that it will, of course, but if it does, I'll look you up. Of that, you can be assured. For Pora. That's not going to happen, so no concerns about that. Easy to agree with that one, man of the cloth. Come on, when are we getting finished? I want to show off the vintage champagne that I bought. That will impress our old man. He loves that kind of thing. There he is, proud as punch that his girl has been chosen by me. Let's give him a wink. You like that? Wink back. You won't be winking at me like that if you know what I was going to be doing to your daughter tonight, matey boy. Hell yeah. Must have laughed then. I'm getting a sideways glance from the soon-to-be Mrs. Tudor. Give her the smile. There we go. Melting straight away. Compliant, under my control. Easy. In sickness and in health. Bollocks to that, matey boy. Who do you think I am? Some kind of fucking nursemaid? She gets ill, she deals with it, and anyway, she can go and see the quacks. That's what I pay private health insurance for. Don't expect me to be arsing around looking after her, though. I've other things to get on with. Of course, it's a different proposition for me. I'm in rude health, strong as an ox, fine mind, and so on. I don't get ill. Being ill is for the saps and for the weaklings. But if I'm hurt, and I dare say with me it'll have to be pretty serious if it's going to slow me down, then I know she'll run around after me. After all, who wouldn't? I am worth it. Until death do us part. Absolutely right, Daddy-o. That's the only way she's getting away from me. When either her or me shuffles off this mortal coil. This is for life.